I'm having a hard time getting rolling today. The cataract escalation that was diagnosed yesterday is scaring the pants off me. And you might say, well, cataract surgery is done every day. Complex chronic illness, any surgery is bad, particularly um, long viral issues. Uh, any sedation, the chemical sensitivity to it is bad. The last time I had sedation was a colonoscopy, and holy God, I was sick for months. You've got even the chemical sensitivity to the tape. Apparently, they have to tape the eyelids open. Um, there's the how am I going to tolerate the lens with the fibro and the brain processing issues related to the dyslexia. Luckily, I have an ophthalmologist very familiar with my situation, and and this is one of the angry making parts of this. So basically, what he's saying is that the big blow up in my face. Maybe I'll make that the thumbnail, the picture of that from August. That he now says, because now I don't think I told him about the air at the moment, because it was the bad air sort of started. Well, it started in August. It escalated mid-month, and that's when that's when I had that bad face. Oh, sorry, bad mast cell activation issue. And there we go. Sorry, my brain is just not working. I'm like stressed, but the stress is eating energy, and I need to be focusing on the petition. But to have the vision in that left eye where the cataract has like done a massive jump, so much so it's like I have like Vaseline over the lens, in 10 days, like literally 10 days, is really worrisome. So again, he says, well, okay, because it doesn't make sense what happened, but when you're explaining the air issue and you're showing me the PM2s, then that's what triggered this eye issue. And um, I mean, I feel like if they had dealt with it sooner, then maybe it wouldn't have progressed. He seems to feel that that total blow up was, you know what I mean, like a tipping point for the eye. I'm sure it's probably a combo of the both of the two, but it just makes me so angry. You should have always been maintaining the ductwork, especially in a building full of disabled people and seniors where air quality is more important, not less important, especially when you've got conjoined ductwork that's pre-code. Like it's never, I've lived here for 27 years, they've never cleaned the ductwork, like ever. And I don't even know if they're cleaning the ductwork this Wednesday and Thursday. I got to notice they're cleaning the vents on the roof. And what does that mean? And so I'm just angry, and I'm speculating now that the fact, when I had the air escalate up to 90 PM2 before Christmas, which precipitated the last complaint into BC Housing's complaint division. It did get a little better after that, which was a little weird. But since they've, according to the notice, hired a construction company, I'm wondering if they came and did an investigation before Christmas and the scope couldn't get through whatever is blocking the ductwork. And so the scope kind of opened it up a little bit. But if that's the case, if you knew it was that bad, then why would you not just let me suffer, but allow this eye swelling to continue that's putting this terrible pressure on the lens of the eye, also putting me at risk of retinal detachment because I'm already at risk. Like the complications of these things are bad for healthy people, but they're exponentially worse. And considering it's BC Housing, which is under the Ministry of Housing, which I'm very grateful for, which is not normally this kind of nonsense. Sorry, the light's changing outside, so it's changing the light that you're seeing. Like, why would you want to create more systemic expense in precipitating me into early cataract surgery? I mean, the choice of the lenses is going to be a concern because of how my brain processes things and the dyslexia. Also, we were hoping that the better lenses would be covered, because there's lenses that are a little softer, so you get like a better focus out of them. but they're not covered. So I don't know what to do. I don't even know if what they're doing on Wednesday and Thursday will correct the error, and then how fast do these cataracts escalate if the eyes remain swollen. Um, and that's not even touching on the fact that if I can't use my air conditioner properly, aka close the windows and doors and turn off the kitchen and bathroom fans, that I'll be dead anyway. So be a moot point. The dysautonomia will kill me all on its own because I can't handle heat stress at all. So like the minute it gets warm, and then the minute it gets warm, like opening the windows and doors won't make a difference anymore. It won't suck out the bad air anymore. And not that any of that's solving the problem. So I'm angry, and I don't like to be angry. But the injustice of this whole situation, on top of the injustice of not even having a category of coverage for my disease, so there's no tests and treatments, there's no research, and I still can't get anyone to deal with what very much I'm speculating is, and then again, we could get better control over the mast cell activation if we got better control over the immune deficiency, which I think is being driven by the Epstein-Barr, which started this all at age 12. I think, as it was found in an MS case study, that the Epstein-Barr has inserted itself into one of the varieties of cells of my immune system. In that case, it was the B cell. I don't know if it's the B cell or a different one. Inserted itself inside the cell and replicated. And that has been affirmed even more by this raise in this diuretic that I'm doing, called spironolactone, because the edema around my torso is getting so bad, and that's not good. You're putting all that pressure on the organs. And when we raised it, I was able to pull in the laces in one of my back braces 22 inches. So yeah, definitely was a part of the problem. But the other thing that happened before Christmas is I stopped getting infected in cuts in 3 hours, which would seem to back up, because the spironolactone also is an antiviral, an Epstein-Barr inhibitor, I guess, more accurately. And so if replication of Epstein-Barr within one of the kinds of cells of the immune system was causing the immune system to not be able to do its job properly, aka triggering me into infections, which were triggering mast cell activation and multiple chemical sensitivities, and brain is going to work any minute now. Autoimmune disorders, multiple autoimmune disorders. Then if we could get all that to settle, then the cataract surgery is much safer. But cataract surgery right now, I think, is a high risk of vision loss altogether. But I'm already not coping with the fact that my left eye the vision is different in it. Like that it's blurry in that eye. And so like asymmetrical. We tried to do monovision when I first started to need readers. And that was a nightmare. It just didn't function at all. And I don't do well in progressives. So like we very much learned that my brain, whether it's the fibro or the dyslexia or whatever, it's very picky in how it visually processes. I'm trying to look on the bright side, and the bright side might be like these glasses. Like when I found a discount eyeglass place where I was able to get the thinnest lens, because like going to the places that the ministry used to cover, now apparently they do cover that. It's like I'm gonna soon hope like not need these kinds of distance glasses, and I just got coverage for what I need. But anyway, when we switched to the very thinnest lens there was, the fibromyalgia wasn't as bad, because with my vision so bad, it's basically this part of the lens that is usable and the rest of the lens is distortion. But the thinner the lens, the less distortion. So when I had less distortion, I was actually in less fibromyalgic pain. So the distortion itself was triggering pain, as light can trigger, fibro pain and ME pain, light and sound. I mean, there's so much crossover between those two diseases, and they definitely like to pair up. It's hard to parse the two, from each other. But the long and the short was my pain got better. So like maybe not having to wear distance vision glasses at all, might. But then, like I'm going to have to reach for readers every time I look at my phone. I lose things because I'm tired. Like, how will I deal with the readers? Because I won't have any reading, especially on the ones that aren't covered. Apparently, there's a lens that is a little softer, so I could have a tiny bit of reading. One of my neighbors, who's like 84, but she didn't have her cataracts done until a few years ago. I'm very early for cataract surgery, which is really upsetting. And I think it's in no small part to none of my diseases ever being managed was what made me vulnerable. And obviously, this escalation is directly a result of the bad air and the ventilation system never having been maintained. And honestly, I'm so mad about this because of the notice that this still current PPM, the same one who bullied me, November 2023, and who did not jump to deal with this issue, he put up a notice threatening the whole building because, like, unacceptable air quality in the halls about smoking and pot. And it's like, do you think that might be because the ventilation system's not working properly? Why would you jump to threatening to end a whole building's tenancy because you're mad about the air and people are complaining? Like, gee, do you think it's because the vents need to be clean? And obviously they do now, but it's because I squeaky wheeled. But I had to squeaky wheel for months. This started in August. So I'm mad. So mad. And all of this is worsened by the fact that there is no division civically or provincially that deals with residential air. So I could not reach out and have a provincial or like a city, Vancouver City organization say to the PPMs, the building management, hey, you got to deal with this right away. Rather, the BC Housing regional manager sent me an email going like, oh, well, because they finally sent one of the, I think some people know this already, they finally sent a city inspector basically just to shut me up because I wouldn't stop like emailing them and calling them. But they said, we don't have a scope, that's an engineer or contractor, that's not us. And so they said, well, the teeny tiny area that we can look at, it's okay. And BC Housing took it like the air's okay. It's like, what are you talking about? It's just escalated to 90 PM2. So that complaint, seems to have gotten some traction. But they knew a month ago they were going to do this. And they knew a month ago, because it takes that long to get somebody hired and in. They knew a month ago that we had an emergent issue. And rather than do it as an emergency, they just decided to, we'll just wait around for another month, and then the cataract tipped over. Like, if we had this dealt with before Christmas, first of all, I wouldn't have been like losing sensation in my fingers and toes with the windows open. I wouldn't have been as miserable. I wouldn't have been continuing to be triggered by this, and maybe the cataract wouldn't have tipped over quite this fast. And in 10 days, I thought maybe I needed a new prescription. They're like, nope, that's the cataract. Covering the whole of your eye on the left eye. So I'm trying not to panic. But I don't think I'm very successful. I need to get going. I need to get to treatment. I mean, I think one of the things that pisses me off is I believe that if I'd been able to stay on the intravenous, because like basically when I stopped the intravenous because I couldn't afford it, that's when he started talking about cataracts in my eyes, because it has like an oxidizing and supportive, like high dose vitamin C is good for cartilage. The lens of the eye is cartilage. I have a lot of issues that vitamin C, not the least of which is the immune deficiency. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons I'm mad, but I'm mostly scared. The mad is mostly scared, I admit that. And we still don't have any more news sources writing stories about the petition or my situation or any of that. So I don't know what to do. I'm so tired. Like the bad air situation makes me so tired. So sick. Anyway, enough for now. I just needed to do an update, say what was going on. All right. Thanks, guys. If you could share the petition, international and across Canada signatories. We're 1,027. The last time I looked, needs to be 10,000. And I just don't have a lot of energy for anything until we can get this air quality issues, not that I have a lot of energy at the best of times, but it's worse right now. So any and all help, please share and share. And because a lot of times when you share on social media, not all of your followers will see it, or they'll see it and think, oh, I'm busy right now. But then, like, I find when I repost things and people go, oh, yeah, 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 that's right, I meant to do that. um, and thank you so much for your help. So let's cross our fingers we get some more media. I'm not really sure what to do about that, especially with my energy so craptastic. But I have an advocacy appointment on Friday, so I'll keep you posted. All right. Have a great day.